Mac B, Kid Spy, Mac Undercover, Chapter 7, A Threat. This is England. This is France. The channel of water in the middle of England and France is called the English Channel. Good name, if you're English. In 1066, William the Conqueror crossed the channel in a boat to take England's crown. In 1989, I crossed the channel in a hovercraft so I could take back England's spoon. In case you couldn't tell, that's me at the front of the hovercraft in disguise. In this picture, I am thinking, how can I get the President of France to give me back the Queen's spoon? The salty air blew through my mustache. Seagulls cried, like this. Ah! Not like this. Freddie licked my ankle. By the time we reached France, I still had not thought up a plan. We took a train into Paris while the President of France lives. I checked into a fancy hotel using the name Hugh Anthony Craig III. "And what is your dog's name, monsieur?" said the woman at the hotel desk. Monsieur means sir in France. You can look it up. That, like the rest of the stuff in this book, is true. His name is Rockford, I said, because Freddie looked like he might enjoy having a secret identity too. In a grand room overlooking a river, Freddie and I sat on the bed with many pillows. Some way, somehow, I had to get that spoon back. Got any ideas, Freddie? Freddie's stomach growled, and then he licked a pillow. I picked up the phone and ordered room service. 10 minutes later, our man arrived with 2 silver trays, one for me, one for Freddie. 5 minutes after that, the phone rang. It was the Queen of England. "Hello?" I said. "Hello," she said. "May I please speak to Mac?" "Speaking." "Wrong," said the Queen. "You are traveling as Hugh Anthony Craig III. Remember that." "Okay." "Now," said the Queen, "what are you doing?" "I'm eating a cheeseburger." "Me too," said the Queen. "Have you found my spoon?" "Well, not yet." "Mac." "Hugh," I said. "Hugh," said the Queen, "I am not paying you to sit around eating cheeseburgers." "You're not paying me at all." "That's beside the point," said the Queen. "You are my secret agent. Get to work." The line went dead. I ate a French fry. The phone rang again. "Hello, Your Majesty," I said. "Hugh speaking." "Mac." The other end of the voice was muffled and deep. "Forget about the spoon. Go home." "Who is this?" "Abandon this mission if you ever want to see your Game Boy again." The line went dead. By now, my fries were cold. I gave my plate to Freddie to lick. So the President of France had stolen my Game Boy, too. I knew one thing for sure. I knew my mom was never going to buy me another Game Boy. She'd saved up for it. It was my big birthday gift. I knew another thing for sure. I knew how I was going to get the Queen's spoon back from the President of France. Chapter 8. Oh, and also, one more related thing I knew for sure. I also knew how I was going to get my Game Boy back from the President of France. Chapter 9. My secret plan. If the President of France could go around taking something, I would have to speak the language, the only language that he would understand. No, not French. I didn't know French. I'm talking about the language of taking stuff. Here was my plan. Since the President of France had taken something precious from the Queen, her priceless spoon, and something from me, my brand new Game Boy, I would take something precious from France, and then I would make a trade. Well, maybe you're thinking this is stealing. Well, it's not. Remember, my plan was to take something and then trade it back. That's more like borrowing. Maybe you're thinking the borrowing involves asking for permission. Okay, you have a point. But if you want stories of pure do-goodery, I suggest you read a different type of story, like The Great Deeds of the Founding Fathers, or Kids Open a Rescue Shelter for Owls. This is a secret agent story, and in the next chapter, I'm going to break into a museum and steal a priceless work of art. Chapter 10, Art Heist. This is the Louvre. It is one of the greatest museums in the world. Inside, you will find many priceless works of art. The seated scribe, good name. The lion with an articulated tail, good name. And this portrait of a woman named Lisa, which might be the most famous painting in the world. it's called the Mona Lisa. Good name. Even the building itself is a work of art, one that people have been working on for more than 400 years. In the 1500s, the King of France built this. In the 1800s, the Emperor of France added this. And in the 1980s, the President of France hired a man called I.M. Pei to add this. Now, today most people love Pei's pyramid, but when I was a kid, many people hated it. They thought a sleek glass shape looked silly next to all those old buildings. They thought it was too modern. They thought it was too new. They thought the President of France had built a monument to himself, like a pharaoh of Egypt. But I thought the pyramid was great. I still do. I thought it was great because I was a kid, and most kids like new things, because kids are new things too. I also thought it was great because I was a secret agent, and like most secret agents, like glass things because glass is easy to break into. And so, late one night in 1989, I found myself perched on the side of I.M. Pei's great glass pyramid, dressed in black, wearing sunglasses, with Freddie strapped to my back. Here is a step-by-step guide of breaking into the Louvre. Kids, you should not do this in real life, but I did. Here's how. A step-by-step guide to breaking into the Louvre. Step 1. I placed a bath mat that I've taken from the hotel tub on a pane of glass, suction cups down. 2. I pried a diamond off Freddie's collar. 3. I said, "Thanks, Freddie." Freddie licked my neck. 4. Very carefully, I used the diamond to cut a large rectangular shape around the bath mat. 5. I lifted the bath mat and a piece of glass with it. I said, "We're in, Freddie." He licked my neck again. 6. Using a rope made from the sheets I'd also taken from the hotel, I lowered myself into the museum. 7. Now here's where things get interesting. Freddie and I down a flight of steps, the guardhouse, and sleeping kind of like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, using 7 bananas, which is why secret agents should carry bananas with them at all times. Cut the red wire or the blue wire? Easy. I cut all the wires. Disabled the alarm. 7-digit code, which was, and still is, a ham sandwich. And then all there was to it was and there we were, standing in front of the Mona Lisa. "We did it, Freddie," I said, and tried to wipe the mustard from the sandwich off my shirt.